I watched Chaisawman in the cinema and I want to share my review on this movie with you guys. I really liked the movie. It was a very unique and great experience watching it on a big screen. But I have some beef and issues with it. I will talk about my negative thoughts on the second part of the video, and I will start from things that I really liked. I watched the movie in IMAX 2D, and I think this is the best way to experience it. Not only necessary IMAX 2D, but just IMAX overall. It's so good with the sound production, the music, the animation, the art direction, and God, it's so colorful. The moment when opening scene started, and it was like so psychedelic and so colorful and so bright, and music was so good. I was like, oh my God, this is cinema. Cinema. I was very impressed how it looked, and I don't know if you guys knew about it, but the TV series in Japan had some sort of controversy with manga fans, with Japanese otaku. They didn't like the way season 1 of Chaisawman was handled. They didn't like it was so cinematic and less anime, emotional and colorful, and a lot of otaku in Japan were very mad at MAPPA, and there were like petitions to change this anime, and like Blu-ray sales wasn't so good as expected at the beginning. MAPPA took all this criticism and changed a lot of things in the movie. The movie looks more like manga, the movie more colorful, the movie was more goofy, and even though I personally didn't have any issues with season 1, and I'm fine when, you know, anime is different from manga because it's an adaptation. It doesn't have to be, you know, just colored manga panels with, you know, additions. So I was fine with season 1, but still I definitely prefer how things looked in the movie, because firstly, for me personally, I really like anime as a medium overall, because I like things to be colorful. And unfortunately, a lot of like big production companies in the West for movies, they for some reason thinks that adult people are afraid of colors. Personally, I like colors. So a lot of modern movies are very, you know, gray, dark, everything should be super dark and gray, right? And that's not the case with Chaisawman. It was so colorful, and this is something I enjoyed like from the start. The first part of the movie brought me a lot of joy, and unexpectedly it brought me a lot of memories. For example, during Denji's date with Makima, it was very funny to see how he was checking on her reaction on the movie. Was she impressed? And like, of course he was like seeing reactions around him, but he was interested mostly in her reaction, and he wanted to be in sync with Makima's reaction to the movie. This reminded me, when I was a kid, I have an older sister, and I really wanted to be like her when I was a child. And I also, when we were watching a cartoon or movie or whatever, I also wanted always to be like her, and I was checking on her reaction, and like if she was crying when I was crying, I was so happy. It's not happening anymore. We do have very opposite opinions on many things right now, but you know, it brought me some, you know, childhood memories. It was very cute and nice for me. And then when Denji met Reze, he made me laugh so much when he puked that flower. Actually, that would work on me. He acts like a very typical teenage boy. So, you know, it's always nice to see some someone else absolutely different experience on a big screen, because I watched other reviews, and like guys usually talk, oh, like he's just like me for real, all that stuff. And for me, when Denji said like, oh, I like people who like me, and like, oh, this girl, she flirts with me, that means she likes me, I had absolutely opposite experience in my teenage years, since I wasn't interested in anyone. I thought nobody interested in me. Later in life, I discovered people were actually interested in me, but we were not talking about it. It was like fun. Oh, it's so funny, I can't relate, but it's so funny. The way Denji's relationship were growing with Reze, it was very cute. I really loved a pool scene, which also brought me some memories. I'm from a very touristy city near the sea. So as a teenager, I also swam in dark water in the middle of night, butt naked, more than once during my teenage years. So that's why it was like, oh yeah, that's something that we do, There's something nice in swimming in dark water without your clothes and just, experience things around you. And the music, oh my god, the music was just, it was so good. The music made me feel so many things. I really liked the music. And then there was a scene when Reze starting to sing a song in Russian. And for context to everyone, I'm from Ukraine and I have to live in another country because one morning I woke up to a real explosions, to not fictional ones, and I had to throw away all my plans because Russia invaded my country. And I knew that Reze is going to sing in Russian, but still it was uncomfortable, even with, even with the accent, even with stuff. It's just like, oh my god, Russian language in a while, why? I mean, that makes sense, she's evil, like, Russian invasion to Ukraine, but anyway, that's my feelings, okay? So, and from that, she also, after that moment, she became a very boring character to me, because I was like, oh, Russian spy honey trap, a trope old as the Cold War, we saw this so many times. I knew she's not going to be nice to Denji, right? But because it was, wrapped up in all this thing, it became very boring to me. Her character became very boring to me. But I still liked the fireworks scene. I still like the full reveal of her to Denji, that she, like when she bite off his tongue and when she revealed her demon bomb form. So I like this part, and with that we need to come to the next part of the movie, which is action. And I kinda have beef with that too, not related to, her being Russian, I think. I still liked action scenes, I still think it's something meant to be watched on a big screen, but I have an opinion that is probably will not be shared by, everyone. I think I'm gonna be on a minority with this opinion. From the moment when Denji became fully Chainsaw Man and Reze fully embraced her strengths to fight him, from this moment, action scenes were kind of boring to me, and I can't explain why. It's not because, I'm pretentious. One of the issues, I think, I binged My Hero Academia 2 recent seasons and the spin-off anime right before I watched this movie. They had the direction of action scenes that I liked. So basically, what's my issue with Chainsaw Man action scenes, especially like the beginning, again, it was great, but at some point it was boring for me because I don't like when two overpowered characters fight without any stakes. I don't say that you cannot do it in a proper way. The similar scenario can be told about Deadpool and Wolverine movie. They fight a lot in the movie. Both of them are also OP, so you know. But I like those scenes because mostly it wasn't about how much they were harming each other. It was more about their emotions and how they were expressing their anger, trying to, you know, convince some emotions. So that's why those fights for me felt very rewarding. In case with Reze and Denji, I know she wants to get his heart, and that's, you know, that's all stakes. They don't have any, you know, emotion to convince to me. So the scenes became so chaotic. At some point during action scenes, it was just, you know, it's like I'm standing in the museum and there is a wall full of beautiful images in frames, and I just, you know, move my head trying to make sense of those images. So I kind of even felt a little bit dizzy. So I was happy when action scenes were over. I didn't feel any love and chemistry from Reze to Denji. I know there is a huge opinion that she actually loved him. I think she was just doing her job. She arrived to the cafe in the end just to, you know, to finish her mission. I really liked Aki and Angel. It was such a beautiful scene when Aki sacrificed 2 months of his life just to save Angel. I felt doki doki. As you can see, this movie was a roller coaster, and that's why I definitely recommend checking it out in your local cinemas. I loved this movie. Like, it made me feel so many things, from childhood memories to, you know, dizziness, emotions. So overall, it's definitely peak cinema. Talking about cinema, next month I'm going to see Jujutsu Kaisen Calling Game Arc first episodes in local cinema, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see my review. I will definitely make one. I make videos about Japan, anime, manga, and my life in general. Leave me a like, write me a comment. Do you agree with my view on Chaisawman? Do you disagree? I appreciate any kind of opinion. I'm really interested what you guys think. Watch my other videos after this one, so algorithm will pick my channel up, and I finally will start getting views because I don't have those anymore. I'm already working on my next video, so I'll see you on the next one.